this to... all right. So we have a question sent in to us from TJ in Phoenix. And TJ writes, why do they call it common sense when so few people have it? Well, TJ, here's, I've given your question a little thought, and here's what I come up with. Common sense, the term common sense was probably developed back in the dark ages, back when there wasn't the whole shitload of technology available to us, and the world really hadn't just completely gone berserk. And it was probably, back in the day when parents were actually hands-on, and they taught their kids at a very young age, morals and scruples and ethics and shit like that. So then I think what happened is there was some form of transition that changed it from common sense to generation sense. And here's what I mean. You got 50 cents, you got 60 cents, you got 70 cents, 80 cents, 90 cents. Then in the new millennium, we just have fucking new cents. And every generation, if you sit down and you ponder this, everyone is just fucking more crazier than the other. I mean, back in the 50s and 60s, you had like the real strict parents, and then in the 60s, you had the whole fucking drug scene and the Beatles and the Flower Children and the Love Thy Brother and Free Love and shit, and then that produced the 70s kids, and the 70s kids, they were just fucked up because the parents of the 60s were freeze-dried hippies. So each generation lost a little something, and with that element of lost product, some of it was quote-unquote common sense. So, I mean, think about it. I was just at the mall, and they got these little mall buggy things that you throw the little crumb cruncher in, and you push them around while you're shopping. And then there's like this net on the back of it that you can put your luggage or your purse or your whatever the fuck you want into it. And across this, it says, do not place children in bag. At what point did we really need to have that printed up? I mean, see, that's where we're going with this, is that's common sense. You don't put a living human being in a bag. But apparently some people, probably the people that were giving birth by the time they were 13 or 14 years old while their mother was out back smoking crack with fucking Jed, they didn't have the common sense. They didn't know, hey, this is a fucking human being I have to be responsible for. I have to teach them right from wrong. They just let the children run amok. Now, I'm a product of the mid-60s. And back in the day, when I was coming up, I didn't debate with my parents like what cereal I was getting or what I was going to eat for dinner or what I was going to do. I got the shit beat out of me. And it was okay. I mean, well, it wasn't okay at the time, but it developed character. And, nowadays, children just fucking run amok. You got a 3-year-old running through the store screaming, yelling and everything, destroying shit, getting in everybody's way. And the mother is just like, oh, little Billy, no, don't do that. What the fuck is that? Grab that little fucking curtain climber up by his fucking throat and say, hey, shut the fuck up and sit down here. Mommy's shopping. Anyways, so in today's society, you cannot do that because that is deemed child abuse by the tree huggers. What I'm hoping for is that I will live long enough for at least, you figure I'm 40, mid-40s. Fuck, if I can kick out another 4 generations, the world should be totally fucking chaotic. There would be no common sense. There would be nothing. People would just be like goddamn animals eating at each other. So, did I answer your question, TJ? I don't know. I really don't. And really, I never promised I was. I just said I would read a question on the air and try to address it, but I didn't say I was going to answer it. So, until next time, keep the questions coming. See you when I see you, Slick.